Thank you very much, and a very good afternoon to everyone. Excellencies, Mr. Chairman, CPA, and distinguished audience. It's a pleasure to be here. I have to admit at the very beginning that I'm perhaps the least literate or conversant person about logistics in the room. And the reason I actually agreed to join this session is to learn from all of you. And the last 1 hour that I've been sitting here has been very enriching, and thank you very much for that. I was also trying to do some research, like my friend Charles, about logistics, and I could see that the glass is kind of half empty or half full as far as Bangladesh is concerned. There has been in 2019 this index done by this Kuwait-based organization, which had shown that Bangladesh had leapt by 8 ranks among the emerging economies in Asia-Pacific context. So that shows that progress is being made, but at the same time, as many of you have highlighted, that there is room for improvement. So the one point that I would take back is this demand for a policy document, a comprehensive, holistic policy document, which is critical. So those who are working on it, our request would be, please keep the Foreign Office informed about this. We usually try to work as a catalyst or facilitator within the government. Logistics is not really our main job, but if we can help push the thing within the system, please rest assured that we will continue to do so as much as we can. And as far as the Foreign Office is concerned, of course, when we do any such legal or policy documents, one of our main objectives is to make sure that these documents get compliant with our international obligations. And I'm glad that someone from the audience mentioned the trade facilitation agreements, and we are very much aware that there are unmet or unrealized issues as far as our compliance with that particular agreement goes. So again, as part of this policy document, this is something we would very much like to look at. The issue about joint ventures or equity sharing is, of course, very well noted. We usually make our pitch to foreign investors that it would be viable to invest in these sectors through joint ventures. But I'm sure if we can establish a compelling business case for foreign direct investment, 100% ownership, there is no reason why the government would not feel motivated to revisit this issue and take a different approach to it. So a continuous dialogue in this regard would be definitely helpful. Some of the buzzwords that came up are efficiency and sustainability. And again, the importance of FDI in that context cannot be overemphasized, because we do need to orient ourselves with global norms and management systems. And recently you may have noted, for instance, with Denmark, we have signed this framework document on sustainable and green transition. So my request to Ambassador Peterson, let us try to also include the logistics sector under that framework, the action plan that we are aiming to build at. A lot has been said about connectivity. As you can see, even today, I saw that in the Business Standard newspaper, the front page news was about these direct shipping lines being introduced with Rotterdam and Barcelona ports, again, thanks to the Chattogram Port Authority. Our State Minister for Foreign Affairs is currently in Lisbon, and one of the things that he is pursuing there, again with the support of CPA, is how to establish direct links with Portugal. I have talked a lot on other occasions about the air services agreements, the interest that we are receiving from European countries. Even one of the neighboring countries of our Nordic friends here, Iceland, has recently proposed to Bangladesh to conclude an air services agreement. And these are definitely for passenger services. We would assume that their interest lies more in cargo transport. So in addition to those, of course, rail, waterways, and those things, we are having some preliminary conversations with countries like Spain or the Netherlands or Belgium about developing some of these sectors. But then again, as Ambassador Charles Whiteley is aware, we are also discussing possible investments under the EU's Global Gateway Initiative. And as you have heard the room, there is a lot of interest in those particular sectors. And if we could factor those in, we would be quite positive about that. In terms of policy, of course, a lot of fragmentation within the government is highlighted. But I also wear this hat in the Foreign Office dealing with multilateral economic affairs. And like the TFA agreement, one of the things that we have been pushing from the Foreign Office for quite some time is the TIR agreement. We would like Bangladesh to become a party to that because that creates the seamless connectivity with the wider sub-region, and that would be quite important. But we were intrigued to see that one reason that we could not make progress on that, it was because the International Chamber of Commerce and the Federation of Bangladesh Chambers and Commerce, I'm not sure if I should say this, but let me say this since I've started it, they have not been able to decide who would act as the agency for issuing the carnets or the cards under the TIR convention. So since we are here at an event organized by a Chamber of Commerce, my request that please help us resolve this issue between the two chambers. If they can help address that, I can assure you that NBR is ready and they would be happy to kind of move along with that. Whenever I come to these kind of gatherings as a public servant, I feel that I should talk about places like Shatkhira and Kurigram, and sorry Alex if I'm repeating myself, but recently I was hearing about Shatkhira, I mean a district which is badly affected by water scarcity and salinity intrusion. And somebody was telling me from Shatkhira that they have actually started changing their business engagements in the district. They are no longer investing so much in shrimp farming, but have recent years, they have started doing watermelon cultivation. And that has apparently changed the whole scenario in the local economy. Local farmers are now much better off compared to what they were in previous years. But one problem they highlighted, and I think the CPA chairman also spoke about that, is this dearth of cold chain facilities, cold storage facilities. They're having bumper yield, but they cannot market all this properly. So again, this is a greenfield area, and I know from my previous conversations with Ambassador Peterson and Ali Mushtaq Bhatt that Denmark had interest, but if these are areas where we could draw in more foreign direct investment, again, we would very much like to facilitate that. So enough from my side. Thank you very much to the 3 Nordic ambassadors. I know I make your life often difficult by insisting on doing these business events. So thank you for doing this, for sponsoring this, and thanks to NCCI and Mashur for having us. Thank you very much.